All right. And then I am going to screen share. Hi, everybody. I'm Becky with AmaWaterways. We're going to get started with Ama and show you a little bit of all that Ama has to offer. And I am going to screen share with you all. Make sure I have my audio on as well so you can hear everything. All right. But before that, I want to get you in the mood to cruise. So if I can get my screen to show. Here we go. Let's get you in the mood to cruise.
Step aboard a world of exceptional experiences, where your journey is our passion. Allow us to share villages that time forgot. Walk along cobblestone streets filled with the lights. Paddle through historic town squares and revel in moments that last a lifetime. When you step aboard AmaWaterways, each day brings a genuine smile that warms the heart. Every river a new culture that inspires. And each course a moment to savor and share. Experience these wonders and delights with AmaWaterways, the heart of the river.
Now, did that get you all in the mood to cruise? Did that get you want to like get your luggage packed and ready to go? I hope so. So I always like to start the presentation off. Oh, I love those hearts. Thank you. I always like to start off saying, how do you even pronounce the name of our company? Is it AmaWaterways, AmaWaterways, or AmaWaterways? And it's AmaWaterways. Why? Because Ama stands for love. And we want you to feel we want you to feel that love when you're on board. We want you to feel like you're part of the family. And that love story actually began over 23 years ago over at our competitors. Why do I say that? Because Rudy was the president over at Viking and Christine was on the executive team. And they both actually grew up on the river. Rudy grew up in Vienna and Christine grew up in Germany. They both loved the river, hence why they were working at that company. And they wanted to start their own river cruise company that they could call their own, have all their dreams come true. So they decided to start AmaWaterways. And again, we've been in business over 23 years. They ended up joining up with a gentleman named Jimmy Murphy. Jimmy had his own tour operating company, an Irish tour operating company. He took his proceeds, or took his company, sold it, took all the proceeds, and joined up with Rudy and Christine to start AmaWaterways. Unfortunately, in 2014, Mr. Murphy passed away, but his son Gary was already part of the company, and he wanted to take his father's legacy and continue it on. So Gary is part of the company still today and is one of our owners. We say that oceans take you to a country where a river brings you through a country. Think of the river as the highway of yesteryears. Now, I know a lot of you probably watched the Olympics last year. And what was going on? All the athletes were on the river and all the excitement of the Seine River was going on right outside the river. So think of yourself being on the river. That could be you. All of the excitement just waiting for you to be getting to the port so that you can get off your ship and be in that excitement. It would just be just steps away. So why AmaWaterways and not one of our friendly competitors? Here's a list. I'll let you read through it, but I'll point out a few of them. We're family owned and operated, like I was just saying. We're financially stable. So how would that affect you? Well, that would mean that you put your deposit down, but your final payment isn't going to be due till 90 days prior to departure. That means if you're not traveling till 2026, and soon our itineraries are going to be open for 2027, you don't have to pay till 90 days prior to your departure. You get to hold on to your money. Some of our friendly competitors make you pay shortly after you put your deposit down. We're also all about sustainability. This is one of Christine's passions. So when you go to your excursions, you're going to get a carton of water as you're leaving the ship. Or when you're in your room, you're going to get glass bottles of water waiting for you instead of plastic bottles. We also did away with buffets. We don't want to be wasteful with extra food. So you're going to order off the menu. Also, too, one of Rudy's big passions was twin balconies. You'll see a photo of that a little bit later. We also want you to be able to tell your friends and family about everything you're doing on board and on your adventures with us. So we have complimentary Wi-Fi. We want you to let them know what's going on. So maybe they'll be a little envious, right? And they'll want to come with you next time and do these adventures with you. Also, too, we have a My Cruise app. This is going to be right on your phone. This is also the where you're going to do all of your excursions. You're going to choose your excursions about 45 to 30 days prior to embarkation. You're going to choose all your excursions, and then when you're on board, you're going to use your My Cruise app to know about all your activities for the day. You're going to use it for your daily activities. You're going to know what the time and temperature is. And also, too, you can upload all your photos. So, again, send it back home to your families. Let them see all the exciting things that you're doing. So when you're doing your research about AmaWaterways, you're going to find out about that unparalleled service. We anticipate your need before you even know you have it. When I was on board this past New Year's, unfortunately, I ended up getting the flu. But what was so amazing was the server kind of knew I was catching a cold, and he was like, "Becky, what's wrong?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm starting to get a sore throat." And he was so great. He ended up making me a special tea, ginger, honey, lemon. And the first day I missed breakfast, he asked my friend, "Hey, where's Becky?" And they told him. So before you know it, before breakfast came to my door, there was a special knock, and there was that special tea. Throughout the time I was in my room, throughout the day, I kept getting that special tea from my server, just so that I was feeling better. I love that kind of service and that family environment that we have on board. And you'll feel that while you're on board with us. Even our cruise managers, they're there every step of the way. Whether you're taking a pre-cruise with us or even a pre-cruise excursion or a post-cruise excursion with us, maybe you want to come in early, get adjusted to the time zone. You can come in and do a post-cruise excursion with us. Your cruise manager will be there with you, and they'll be there on the cruise and then also too on a post excursion. So our team is all about being innovative. So Rudy is actually an architect. That's what he went to school for. He's also known as the godfather of the river because he's been so involved in so many things along the river. So one of the things that he's been involved in is the Alma Magna. The Alma Magna is the only one of her kind. So normally a river ship is about 38 feet wide. The Alma Magna is double the size of any other river cruise out there. She is 72 feet wide. You can only find her on the upper and lower Danube. The reason being is those are the only locks she'll fit in. She'll get stuck in any other one, so she'll only be on the upper and lower Danube. Now, with her being that wide, normally we would have about 150 guests on board. Even though we did double the size, we didn't double the guests. We have 196 guests on this ship. Now, I have to say, some of our friendly competitors put 196 guests on the regular ship, but we gave that luxury of space back to the guests on the ship, whether it be that we gave it a pickleball court up on the upper deck, because we know so many people play pickleball these days, or we gave them, oh, I thought my next slide was something else. Or we gave them five bars, 4 restaurants on board, a spa. All of our ships have a pool. So this one has a pool up on the upper deck as well. Again, just a beautiful experience. So if it's your first time coming on the river and maybe you've been on the ocean before, this might be the ship for you because it's double the size of any other ship, and maybe you want to go on this one because you might be shocked with the other size ships, and this one, since it's the bigger one, might be the one you might want to try first. So we have a wellness program on board. This means we have wellness professionals on board all of our ships. They help you keep your wellness regimen. Maybe you end up having a exercise program that you do when you're home. We want to help you keep that while you're on vacation too. Or maybe you can just do your exercise or do a downward dog on the upper deck and tell everybody you were doing exercises while you're on vacation. We can take that picture of you with a castle in the background, and you can send everybody your picture and tell them you're doing your yoga poses and doing your yoga routine while you're on board with us. But the wellness professionals are also there to help you do yoga, meditation, Pilates, but they're also going to be there on your excursions as well. They'll be there too to maybe do a digestive walk with you after you've had an amazing meal with us. Now, I said they'll be there on the excursions with you. So let's talk about those excursions. This is another huge point of distinction between us and our friendly competitors. Why? Because all of our excursions, our shore excursions, are included. You'll get anywhere from 2 to 6 excursions included, depending on the port that you're on. So this is awesome. Again, they're all included. We also meet you where you're at. So that means we have 3 different levels to our excursions. We have gentle, regular, and active. We want to meet you where you're at, where if you have maybe a mobility challenge, maybe you walk a little bit slower, you'll be in our gentle category. If you keep it at a regular speed, you'll be in regular. Or maybe you want to keep your blood flowing. Maybe you want to go hiking and biking. You'll be in our active category because, of course, we have bikes on board our European cruises. And I have to tell you, they are the regular bikes. So you got to put some muscle into them. They're not the e-bikes. But again, we have those wellness professionals on board. So if you have to do any stretching, they can help you do some stretching either beforehand or after. And again, we like that we want you to feel like your family. So we keep our groups nice and small, no more than 20 in a group, so you don't feel like you're getting lost in the crowd. When I was there in the summer, I was in Europe. My friend that had gone with me 3 weeks before, she broke her toe. So we were in the gentle category. Now, granted, I could have gone into regular category, but I wanted to stay with her and kind of hang out, and I hadn't seen her in a while. So what was great was we were in the gentle. There were only 3 other couples in gentle as well. They didn't cancel the category because there was only 8 of us. They kept it, and they met us all where we were at. So they kept it that small group. And it was funny because it was the middle of summer. They were having record heat. And we were able to even customize it by asking the tour guide if he could pick up his speed a little, because he was walking a little too slow for all of us, and especially in that heat. And it was great. We were actually keeping up with the regular category. So that luxury of space I was telling you about, let's look at some of the suites. Remember that twin balcony room? Well, this is what the twin balcony room looks like. This is the main photo in this slide. So it's where on the right-hand side, you have the French doors. You can open the doors, enjoy the fresh air as you're sailing along. Or you could open up the the left-hand doors, grab your stateroom mate, maybe grab your beverage of choice, and sit outside and enjoy the sailing as you're sailing along. We also have our French door rooms, which is that top left-hand picture, where it's that whole wall is a French door. You could open up the door, just stand in the doorway, or just even sit on the bed and enjoy the sailing and enjoy the fresh air. We also have connecting rooms. So maybe if you're traveling with some family and friends, you can ask for a connecting room. This isn't on all of our ships, but it is on several of our ships where we have these connecting rooms. And you can have your friend or family member in that room next to you, which, by the way, if you do want to you travel with some friends, if you're traveling with others, this is a great opportunity to turn your little group into a group. All we need are 5 rooms, and that makes you a group. And when you have 5 staterooms and you turn into a group, guess what? You get a discount. That's even a better way to travel. And it's so much fun to be on the river with a group. And remember, a group family can be a group. So let's talk about the cuisine. I hope y'all had some lunch. The cuisine is award winning. We're part of the Leyenda Rotisserie Culinary Society and other societies as well. And what's really great is with the Leshen Society is you don't have to pay to become part of this. You're recognized for your talents. And our European chefs have all become part of this culinary society. So we're really proud of our team. All of your meals are included, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And even beer and wine, the fine wines are also included with lunch and dinner as well. What's nice too is it's not like it's a house beer and wine and you're stuck with that. And by day 3, you're like, okay, I'm done with this. I want to upgrade to another wine. No, it changes every day to go with the wines that are going with those regions that you're traveling through. You'll love it. Now, if come Wednesday, you really enjoyed Sunday's wine, just ask the team if you could have Sunday's wine and we'll get it for you, no problem. We also will invite you down to the lounge an hour before dinner for our sip and sail hour. This is where the bar is open. We'll have a mocktail and a cocktail. And also, too, if you've been craving that martini all day, this is when it's on us. You can have it as well. During that sip and sail, this is where the cruise manager is going to tell you all about the exciting things that we're going to be doing the next day. Now, like I mentioned, 30 to 45 days prior, you're going to have gone on the app and chosen all your excursions. Now, the cruise manager may tell you about some exciting excursion that you're going to feel like, oh no, I chose the wrong excursion. I like that excursion better. That's okay. Just let the team know. And what we can do is try to see if we can shuffle things around and get you on that excursion. No problem. Now, also, too, we have a specialty restaurant called the Chef's Table. It's located at the back of the ship, and that you can see why. It's because we have beautiful windows from floor to ceiling, and that's so that you can see everything you're sailing by as you're enjoying your 7-course meal. So wear your elastic pants or your flowy dress during this dinner so that you can enjoy everything and you're not restricted. But it also is paired with wine. You'll also have a window where you can see the chef preparing your meal. You'll sign up for this when you're on board. This is probably like the only thing you're signing up for, this and maybe the spa. But this is included in your itinerary. You'll be able to experience this once during your stay. There's about 20 to 24 guests that will be able to experience this at a time. So that's less people that are in the main dining room as well. So again, that luxury of space even follows you into the restaurant. So we know that we're going to give you that, we're going to immerse you in the culture once you're in the country, but we want to immerse you in the culture when you're on board as well. Whether that be that we're bringing a local pianist on board or maybe some local singers or dancers, you're going to be enjoying that as well. When I was in Croatia, we had a local opera singer come on board. She was third in line to the Phantom of the Opera. When I was in Romania, we had some local children come on board and sing to us. When I was in Amsterdam over the holiday, we had the gentleman who was the semifinalist to The Voice. He came in and sang to us. The talent is just so amazing. You'll absolutely enjoy being on board. So where do we flow? Well, where the rivers flow. So anywhere throughout Europe, and then we have some exotics as well, whether it be Europe, Africa, Asia, Egypt, and then soon in Colombia along the Magdalena River. So you can go on the Danube, whether it be the upper or lower Danube, being able to see 8 different countries if you decide to do 2 cruises back to back, doing 14 nights, being able to see the grand capitals and charming villages, being able to see all of that, being able to see 8 different countries. You can do the Rhine, the Main, the Moselle, being able to see Switzerland, Germany, France, and the Netherlands. These are where all the fairy tale castles are, and the vineyards and the historical medieval and Renaissance cities are. This is all the core area. When you're on the Rhine has 40 miles. The Rhine Gorge has 40 miles of over 40 different castles. And you travel that during the day, so you'll be able to see that. It's absolutely beautiful. Or like we were mentioning earlier, you could go on the French waterways and be able to see all these different areas. This one has a little bit of our smaller ships. And I think we have like 6 different itineraries there. You could do the Belgium waterways like I did during the holidays this year. Now, I didn't see it this colorful. I saw it a little cold and foggy, but I will tell you, I would do it hands down all over again in the winter again. It was absolutely beautiful, even with all the fog. I would still do it again in the spring so I could see tulip time. The thing is, though, I do need to get back since I didn't get to see or I didn't get to taste the Belgian chocolate on my waffle since I got sick before that all happened. And if you have it on your list to go to the Douro in Portugal, please be sure to talk to Diane and her team. But before you, I mean, you got to book this one early because we cannot keep this one on the shelves long enough. The itineraries just go, or the inventory just flies off the shelf. So much so that we just added our 3rd ship to the river. This one is just absolutely beautiful. You sail a lot during the day because the ships are not allowed to sail at night because the river is so windy that it's not safe to sail at night. So you do a lot of your sailing during the day. So we also do have a lot of specialty sailings. So like the celebration of wine. We had over 70 departures in 2024 that were celebrations of wine. This is where we have a wine host on board that will discuss different things like comparing old wine versus new wine, old world wine versus new world wine, bringing you to the different wine or vineyards and educating you on the different wines as well, and just being able to share all the beauty of all the different wineries that you'll be traveling through. Now, I know somebody out there has watched Hallmark. So think about Hallmark on the river when you think of a Christmas market, because when you're on our ships, everything is decorated. Everywhere you look, it's Christmas. And when you come back to the port, you'll know which ship is yours because it is completely decorated on the outside and on the inside. And what's nice is we celebrate Hanukkah and Kwanzaa as well. We have different activities on board when you're on board with us. So you're definitely in the holiday spirit. But then during the day or in the evenings, when you're out in the destinations, you're going to have your everyday excursions. But then you're going to have time to experience the Christmas markets in all the different countries as well. So then you can have your glue wine, and then you're going to be able to experience everything. One thing I do suggest is when you do these itineraries, be sure to leave some room in your luggage for all those Christmas gifts that you're going to be bringing home, and also to bring some bubble wrap so that you can end up bringing all your gifts back safely as well. And if you want to celebrate your Black heritage, this is a beautiful itinerary to get to go on our soulful experience. We have this in France, Portugal, Egypt, and Colombia. We found this to be so popular that we've actually have started adding some additional itineraries in 2026 because they were just getting sold out so quickly as well. This is where we're able to tailor some of our excursions to be able to celebrate the Black heritage within these countries. The wine celebrations were such a hit that we decided to add it celebrations of beer. We also do it with celebration of music. With the celebration of beer, we have lectures with beer tastings and focuses some beer focused excursions, some curated beer and culinary experiences as well. Same thing with the music. And then starting in 2026, we're going to do some some Smithsonian journeys as well, where we're going to have 2 experts from the Smithsonian on board, and they're going to be able to tell you all about the different excursions that you're going in and explain why it's a Smithsonian experience. We're so excited about this partnership. And again, this one will start in 2026 at Journeys. So then let's talk about some of the exotics. Maybe you have it on your bucket list to go to Vietnam and Cambodia. Being able to go to travel through China, through the rainforest, the plains, the rice field, before meeting the sea, going through Thailand and Cambodia, Vietnam Delta, and into the South China Sea. Just being able to see all the beauty that this area has to offer. You even get a Buddha blessing when you're on this itinerary. Or maybe you have it on your bucket list to go to the Nile. Folks are saying when they go here, they feel like they're double bubble wrapped. That's how safe they are actually feeling. Being able to go to the Temple of Luxor, the Valley of the Kings and Queens, plus coming face to face with the last savior of the seven wonders of the ancient world, the Sphinx and the three pyramids. Folks are absolutely loving this. Our senior VP just recently went here, and he said that on his last day, he was talking to one of the locals, and the local gentleman asked him where he was from. And he said, "Oh, I'm from LA." And the gentleman goes, "Ooh, it's quite dangerous there, isn't it?" And so it's all about perspective, right? And then you might have it on your itinerary, on your bucket list to go to Africa. Africa is different from Europe because most of the program is on land, not on ship, but it's all about three different things: the wildlife, the culture, and the food. People take this itinerary, particularly the longer one, they come back saying that it is absolutely life-changing. You see that you go on this and it's completely different. It is just amazing. The animals actually determine the nautical schedule. When they come to the water, that's when you move on the river. It is just amazing to go on this. You'll be able to see the big five animals eye to eye, and be able to enjoy all that there is to see here. Going to Victoria Falls, and this is all in the Chobe River. And then, like I mentioned, we're going to be on the Magdalena River in Colombia, going from Barranquilla to Cartagena. This one we're going to be starting later this spring. Rudy and Christine, the innovators that they are, they went to Colombia in 2020 and fell in love with the country. So much so that they said, all right, we need to build the ships, the shipyards, the docks, the ports, everything. Let's make this happen. And now we're going to see their dreams come true by being able to sail here. This one's going to be all about color, culture, coffee, cuisine, and carnival. Because on this itinerary, every itinerary is going to experience a carnival. Because Colombia is second known to their carnival right behind Brazil. So every itinerary is going to get a carnival on board. So I can't wait to experience this one myself. So I can't let you go without letting you know about some of the promotions. So right now, we do have a complimentary pre and post land packages going on. So this is where you can come on board, or before coming on board, you can do a land package. So again, maybe you want to get to your destination ahead of time to get used to the time zone. So you might want to come beforehand. And that pre-package would include your hotel stay at a 3 or 4 star hotel, daily breakfast. You're also going to get excursions within that destination. We also want you to have some free time within that destination. You're going to get your transfers to the hotel, or excuse me, back to the river cruise. And then, like I told you, your cruise manager is going to be with you all along the way. So there's certain itineraries where that is complimentary. And if you have one that it's a pre and a post, you get to choose one where it'd be complimentary. Okay. And then also too, how are you going to get to the river, right? Or how are you going to get to your destination? Maybe you want to do air with us. We do have Air Plus, and then you could also do custom air. But if you decide to do Air Plus with us and you do economy air, if you're traveling in 2025, our economy air is only $8.99. If you do Air Plus for next year, it's $9.99. Now that's where we choose the itinerary for you. We'll give you 72 hours to decide whether you want to keep that itinerary, or maybe you're like, let me try my own itinerary. That's okay. Just let us know within 72 hours, and then we'll let you either book it, or you can choose a different itinerary. Maybe even if you do choose it with us, we can give you that custom air. Speaking of air, if you had it on your bucket list to do the Nile, if you want to go to the Nile and go to Egypt, we do have an amazing offer right now until the end of June, where we're offering economy air for free. So complimentary air going to Egypt right now. So you can imagine yourself sitting on a camel going to Egypt. And then because you joined today, Diane and I want to be able to offer you, if you book something within the next 2 weeks, and this is for individual travel only, so not the group travel that we were talking about if you're going with your family and turn it into a group. But if you decide to do an individual travel, I'm going to give you $100 onboard credit. Now, I know you're probably saying, hey, Becky, you kept telling me everything was included. What do I need $100 for? Well, maybe you're going to do a spa treatment. You use that towards your spa. Maybe you want to buy yourself some souvenirs on the ship, or maybe you're a cocktail drinker, and that those cocktails aren't included outside that hour sip and sail, so you can use that towards cocktails. Or maybe you want to use it towards your prepaid gratuity, or excuse me, your gratuities, because gratuities are not included. We don't include them because we want that to be at your discretion. The other thing is maybe you could use it towards your laundry. I do laundry all the time before I come home. It's so cheap, like $2 for pair of pants. I think it's like $3 for a whole dress. Where do you pay for that in the States? I think you pay like $8 for a pair of slacks in the States, right? When you're at a hotel. So I do usually my whole luggage. And then usually my laundry bill is less than $30 because I'm doing it all throughout my stay. You could use it towards your laundry, and then you'll have fresh, clean laundry when you get home. You don't even have to do laundry when you get back. So that's something we'd like to offer. And then Diane will put it on after the 2 weeks is over. So we'll put it onto your booking on April 10th. And then here's Diane's contact information. I know you all already know how to get a hold of her, but just in case you didn't, here's her information. And then I do want to respect your time, but I did want to also open it up to questions so that I can answer them for you while you have me. So thank you. That's all I got for you.
Is the chef table dinner by lottery?
No, actually, and thanks for asking that. What you're going to do is when you're on board, you're going to end up signing up for it once you get on board. You can choose the night that you want to go, and then you just sign up, and then you get to join.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Anyone else have any questions regarding food too? If anyone has any food allergies, just let Diane know what your food allergy is, and then she'll let us know. When you get on board, the maitre d' will probably pull you aside and just chat with you about your food allergy. This way, we can really understand what your food allergy is, just in case you might have one that is multiple food allergies. We just want to make sure you're comfortable during your stay. And then also to our Jewish friends, our apologies. We are not able to accommodate kosher allergies, or not allergies, a kosher diet. Unfortunately, we do not have a kosher kitchen. So our apologies there. Daniel, are you asking a question? Because I can't hear you. You're on mute.
Still on mute. It's the bottom left-hand side of your screen.
I can't unmute you, but where you see there you go. You're off now.
Okay. Question, I noticed on your Egypt packages you had some airfare options. Do you have those on other packages, other destinations?
So the complimentary one is only on Egypt.
Right.
But we do have that Egypt, or excuse me, that Air Plus for other destinations where the economy air is $8.99 for 2025 and $9.99 for 2026 travel, and that's from any gateway. So wherever you live going out. But we'll choose the itinerary for you. And then you have 72 hours to decide whether you want to keep that, or you can say, I'm going to choose my own itinerary.
Okay. So if we were to choose another area at another time, are there discounted air packages?
No, the only discounted one is the Air Plus, and that would be where we choose the itinerary for you. It's because we have
Okay.
contracted like buckets, contracted air, so we would choose that air.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. I hope that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, it
Okay.
does.
But you always have air contracts for any of the destinations, correct?
Say it again.
You always have air contracts for any of the destinations.
Yeah.
Which are usually better than published fares.
I'm sorry, it's really scratchy. I don't
Can you
know.
hear me? Oh,
Yeah.
you have the air contracts for all the destinations that are
Yes.
usually better than published fares.
Yes, but that's the one that's the $8.99 and the $9.99. Yeah. And I see two other people raise their hand. I don't know if they're asking a question
No,
or.
I had somebody on the webinar that had to get off, and she was just waving from Florida. I'm
okay.
Nancy in Wilmington, so I work with Diane.
Oh, okay. Oh, so I guess you can ask Nancy questions too if you're your client, Nancy. I'm sorry, Nancy.
No, that's okay. This is
Okay.
Diane's jam, and thank you so much for doing this, Diane. It's been really enjoyable. I've got a small group going in August doing the Lake Como pre and then the Rhine to Amsterdam. So
Nice.
that was somebody that's on that cruise with me, and I saw her taking copious notes because I bet you she'll be booking in the future.
Perfect. And that is the one I was just telling Diane that hopefully in the next day or so I am getting approved for my 50th birthday present to myself.
See, I'm 70, so I'm doing, yeah, that's my birthday present. Yep.
Yep.
Fantastic. Okay. If we don't have any other questions, I appreciate y'all taking time, and I'll be following up with everyone in the next couple of days to see if you have any additional questions, and if you want a copy of the recording. If I know a couple of you had spouses that ended up with conflicts, so I'll be happy to send you the recording for them. Just let me know.
Thank you very much.